Hello there, my friends. You're listening to Ebird Online. And guys, I have a bit of gossip regarding Big Ed, Liz, and the secret lesbian. Let's get into it. So guys, this whole storyline was brought to my attention by one of my subscribers. Well, in fact, let me roll back to the start. One of my long-term subscribers, Eric, said the following. I'm wondering if all these fights and people storming off is just a sick, twisted form of foreplay. Oh Lord, thanks Eric. You've now provided me with an image of their makeup sets that I now can't unsee. But it did get me thinking, why are there always so many arguments and so much high drama with this couple? And of course the simple answer is, there isn't. How do I know? Well, guess who popped up on Reddit? Yep, that's right. The secret lesbian. You know, the one that was escorted out by security. Her girlfriend, no guys, not Liz, but her actual girlfriend, wrote a post about all of the shenanigans on Reddit. Want to hear more? Thought you would. Very quickly, before we get into it all, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit it, press it, smash it, caress it. Subscribe, my friends, subscribe. And also, please don't forget to smash that like button. Right, so without further ado, I give you all the gossip on what I'm calling the lesbian affair. Right, so first up I want to say a massive thank you to one of my subscribers, Jasmine Santana, because she commented the girl that was removed from the party had her girlfriend with her and was never attracted to Liz, according to her girlfriend. And then she said, just drama for their storyline. And I thought, where's all this coming from? And there were a few other people saying very similar things. So I went snooping around the internet and guess what I found? This on Reddit. And interestingly enough, the post has now been removed, but don't worry, I've got you covered. And so it's entitled The Real Tea About the Engagement Party. And it says, Y'all, I cannot with how this was portrayed. So my girlfriend is the girl in question here. We were getting ready to leave. So my girlfriend was hugging Liz goodbye. And Liz looked like she was going to cry. So my girlfriend looks at her like, hey, are you good? Do you need to talk? And she had her hand on her arm. Then I walked up and made an inside joke that we have within our friendship group. And Liz lost it. She started yelling at me and my girlfriend and I were like, Liz, it's a joke. It's a joke. So we start going back to our group to get our stuff because again, we were already leaving. And then she kicked us out. Bitch, please. We were already leaving. They kept calling my girlfriend all night and Ed was harassing her, trying to accuse them of having a relationship. And my girlfriend was like, I'm not here to be used for whatever plot or narrative you think is here. It was really exhausting. And my girlfriend was never, ever attracted to Liz, period. And she finishes off by saying, oh, I'm so heated. I was shaking when I was watching that. But I did catch a glimpse of me and my bestie at the bar, so that was cool. Lol. So when I first read all this, I thought, oh my God. The lies just keep on flowing from Ed and Liz, but the more you look at it and read it and pick it to bits, I have to say it doesn't stand up to independent scrutiny. Both things could potentially be true, both sides of the story, Ed and Liz's, and this girl and her girlfriend, could all be telling the truth. So let's do what we do best, overanalyze and pick this apart line by line. So the first thing she says is, I cannot with how this was portrayed. So when I think about this statement, it gives me malicious motivation tease. Now, bear with me, I'm going to break it down for you. She was unhappy with how it was portrayed, so she's motivated now to write down what she's saying is the real narrative. But where's the divergence between the two stories? Because all you actually know from this engagement party are two things. Firstly, there was an altercation and you were asked to leave by security. And the second thing is, and I guess this is from watching it afterwards, that Liz alleged to Ed, she has feelings for me about your girlfriend. That's really all you know. So right off the bat, I'm struggling to see what it was you found incongruent. So Ed saw exactly the same that you were alleging. There was an altercation, and then you got kicked out. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you deserve to be kicked out, and as you said, you were already going anyway. But I have to call a spade a spade. Ed's description of this altercation and your description of it are exactly the same. And so the next line says, we were getting ready to leave and my girlfriend was hugging Liz goodbye. And again, it wouldn't be surprising if Ed saw that as well. So 1 second, they're hugging goodbye, and the next second, there's some sort of altercation. Now before there's a massive pile-on and I get cancelled by social media, I'm not saying that Ed deciding that Liz was a lesbian was correct because of this, but I'm just saying what he said he saw, he saw. Also, let's not forget another thing. Liz did actually say she has feelings for me. It could be true, it could be a wind-up, but that was Liz's contention. And next we get to one of my most treasured parts of this prose, the inside joke. And so this girl says, then I walked up and made an inside joke we've had within our friend group, and Liz lost it. Lost what? The joke? You must have lost it too, because you haven't bothered to tell us, the viewer. Nobody likes half a story, my love. We all like to read the complete, unabridged version. Okay, this is against the rules of the internet. In fact, it's totally contrary to the rules of polite society. You do not intimate to people that there was a very funny inside joke and then fail to tell us what it was. Either the joke was a joke only inside of your head, or there's another part to this story that you're covering up. Now obviously Liz didn't get the joke. That's no surprise. She's not the brightest spark. Everybody has all agreed that she's a sandwich short of a picnic. But the real reason for my ire with not knowing what this so-called joke was is because that is basically the crux of this whole argument. If we knew what was said, then we'd very likely be able to work out how this whole argument started, but we're none the wiser. Perhaps for all we know, Liz was quite right to pop off. Maybe she wasn't just batshit crazy. And the next part, to me, goes to show exactly why this girl wanted to put a post out in the first place. Well, one of the reasons, I think there were two reasons, but this is the first reason. And that's because Liz pulled a bit of a biatch move. They were already leaving, as Liz decided to drunkenly stumble over to security and say, I want them thrown out, now. And they were promptly kicked out onto the street. Now that's got to be hella embarrassing. For all they knew at the time, that might have been televised. Ex-friends from junior high and family members that you'd managed to excommunicate. That ex-boyfriend that you cheated on, everyone that kind of wants bad for you, would be sitting in front of the TV, eating popcorn, watching your asses get removed. So yeah, I guess they were slightly worried. And they were for sure very wound up. But it does clear up one thing. And it was quite a big question in my mind. Ed asked Liz, why did you have to get security to throw her out? And by Liz not answering, it insinuated that maybe she'd come on to Liz, or I don't know, maybe something had happened that Liz was trying to keep from Ed. That's where Ed saw the lie, one of the lies. But really, she should have just confessed. I was being a petty, drunken bitch. A joke was made. I failed to understand it. And so I had them removed. And I have to say, Liz always does have a look on her face which says, I don't know what that joke exactly meant, but I'll let it ruin my night nevertheless. And so her next allegation, I believe 100%, and that's that they kept calling her and her girlfriend all night. And Ed was harassing her girlfriend, trying to accuse her girlfriend and Liz of having a relationship. But it's the part after this, again, it says, and my girlfriend was like, I'm not here to be used for whatever plot or narrative you think is here. I believe if they'd have planned this, or if it was a storyline, a contrived storyline, as opposed to an opportunistic shift of a storyline, then surely they would have captured the entire altercation on camera. Even if it wasn't the TLC cameras, they would have had somebody, with a camera phone getting the goods. But that didn't happen, and that leads me to the not unreasonable conclusion that even as ridiculous as this storyline actually is, both Ed and Liz believed it to be true. I just think Liz was 3 sheets to the wind and not capable of understanding what was happening around her. And I think, of course, that Ed is possessive and narcissistic and an absolute bug. And that's why what happened happened. And so finally, here we are, the jewel in the crown of this Reddit post, and really the raison d'etre for this Reddit post. At the end of the post, she says, it was really exhausting and my girlfriend was never, ever, both capitalised, attracted to Liz. Period. So there's 2 options here. One, it's completely true. Her girlfriend was never attracted to Liz. Liz could have just said it for a wind-up. Stranger things have happened. Or secondly, she could have been attracted to Liz, but she doesn't want to catch the heat for it. But I think one thing's for sure. The narrative that this girlfriend fancied Liz was irritating enough for this girl to write this whole Reddit post. And she answered loads and loads of questions, you guys. Everybody was asking her questions and she spent a lot of time responding to them all. But then, piff puff poof, all of a sudden, the post has disappeared. It's been removed by the user. And I do wonder to myself, what would the motivation be for taking it down? And I think it's most likely that Liz called her girlfriend and said, "You're creating problems with TLC." But yeah, guys, that's about it. I just wanted to bring this to you and to kind of break it down. I think overall, it helps me to believe that the big argument between Ed and Liz was actually true. Liz is ridiculous, Ed is despotic, and they're both trying to wind each other up and push buttons. I believe that Liz was as drunk as all hell, had a little altercation with her friends, pulled a bitch move and got them moved out by security. Ed saw the whole thing, jumped to the conclusions that, of course, he wants to jump to. "This must mean you're a lesbian." And then the rest of the fight ensued, and I see nothing in this Reddit post that really convinces me that none of that was true, or that it was in some way contrived, or in some way some sort of fake plot. But anyway, guys, I would love to know what you think. What's your take? Is this post evidence of manipulated storylines? Do you think the Reddit poster was a little bit peed off because Liz insinuated this girl fancied her? And also a little bit peed off because Liz had them thrown out onto the street. That's so rude. I would never speak to somebody after that if it happened to me. You'd almost certainly be dead to me. Or do you think the story is entirely true? Let me know your take on it. I'll be back later on with another video special. It's quite exciting. I've been working on it for a whole week, so yeah, looking forward to dropping that. So please like and subscribe, all of that good stuff, and press the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of my content for the coming week. Thanks so much for listening. You've been listening to Ebird Online, and I bid you good day.